with his Associated Press. Where do you want to start, Bron?
Let's do. Let's do the Kyrie thing. Let's do that.
Okay. What were your thoughts about him asking to be traded? And then I know last week he said that he didn't consult with you, before he decided to do that. Did that hurt at all?
Well, my initial thoughts when I heard that Kyrie wanted to be traded, I had a ton of emotions. I was wondering if something I could have did better to make him not want to be traded. Is it the way that the season finished, or was it me coming back in the first place? Was it the coaching changes or the GM change, or I don't know. I had so many different emotions go through my head, and for me personally, you guys were around. For the guys that was around every day, I try to do whatever I could do to help the kid out, be the best player he can be, try to help him, be a better leader, be a better scorer, a better floor general, a better defender, a better passer, getting guys involved, a better leader vocally. I try to give him everything and give him as much of the DNA as I could, because like I told you guys throughout the season, at some point when he was ready to take over the keys, I was ready to give them to him. So the only thing I'm upset about is that he took a lot of the DNA and the blueprints now to Boston. That's the only thing I'm upset about, really, other than that.
You were rocking with the best. Rocking with the welcome to the best. Rocking with the best. Rocking with the welcome to the best. Rocking with the best.
Is that really the only thing you upset with, LeBron? Really?
A lot of shots. A lot of shots in that little.
Really? That's the only thing you're upset about? But guys, hey, welcome to the best 1 hour of your week, of our week, of everybody's week. My name is Tyler Butler. This is to the right is my right-hand man, Josh Smith. Just like you hear on the intro, you are now rocking with the best, which is enough with the BS podcast. Today's episode is NBA season, baby.
Let's go.
Right now, nobody's kneeling in the NBA. Leave that to the NFL. Trump's not tweeting about the league.
He will soon.
Oh, yeah, it's coming. It's coming, because the NBA is more outspoken than anybody.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So,
wait till the Warriors go on a 2-game losing streak.
Oh, my goodness.
No wonder the Warriors are on a 2-game losing streak. Worst ever, I hear.
Worst team ever. Their crowds is not as big as mine.
Ratings are in the trash can for the entire league.
That is not a good coach they have over there. Not at all. My favorite basketball coach was Bobby Knight. The greatest X and O coach I've ever seen. Ever. He's huge. Me and Bobby used to go around grabbing women by the... Alright, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
So today's episode is an NBA preview, guys. We're going to get you ready for the season like nobody else can. You can listen to First Take. You can listen to whatever that other show that come in 6 in the freaking morning. Yeah. I don't know the name of it.
Yeah.
But that's an NFL player talking about basketball. So you take advice from that if you want to. You can listen to Skip and Shannon Sharp, which I do. I love the show. Shannon Sharp is now funny. He's a spokesman for us. All of a sudden.
He's trying.
He's coming around. But, guys, you're not going to get anything like you're going to get here at Enough With The BS podcast. That's why we're here. We back. We took 2 weeks off just because I can do whatever I want to. This is my show. I didn't feel like recording.
There you go.
NBA is right around the corner, so me and Josh came to a mutual decision that it wouldn't have made sense to do this podcast last week.
Exactly.
When the NBA starts basically in another week or two. So, and we got a new segment coming up that we're going to do on this podcast and going forward. It's really called the Enough with the BS segment. Later on, I'm going to have, extra sound and fireworks and stuff like that. But guys, you know how we do. We like to rant. We like to get off topic sometimes to talk about some stuff. So that's what that segment is going to be about. The Enough with the BS segment.
I love it.
It's going to be just a rant. Josh, unlimited time, Jay. Say whatever you want to say.
Going in.
I'm going to say whatever I want to say. It's going to be off topic, maybe to be on topic. I don't really know. Good thing about our podcast is we don't take notes. We just press play and go, which is, I think, some of the best podcasts that you can hear from around the country. Not just mine, but numerous podcasts that I listen to. But guys, before we kick things off, I would just like to thank my podcast family over there at the X Squad. What's up, guys? Also, to all of our new listeners tuning in and our everyday listeners that's been with us since day one. I got a notification last week, Josh, that our number one listener, Justin Ruff, out of Texas, became friends with him on Facebook for a year.
Okay.
But of course,
well, there you go.
Yeah, he's been with the podcast since day one. So, Justin, if you're listening today, thank you so very much.
We appreciate you.
Brandy, a.k.a. Brittany. Here, we still got to get you back on this podcast. That was so fun, that one episode. And also to all our friends and family, my boy Sal, Renzo, Rod, my wife, Chad, all of you guys. If I left you out, I'm sorry, but thank you for always listening. Ben, my man down there in Texas, shout out to you, my man, Kendall. Everybody, we just to get it out of the way. Nothing but love from us here at Enough with the BS podcast. Jay, how was your week off, man?
It was good, man. It was good watching some football here, waiting for the preseason, waiting for it to be over, and start this regular season in the ball game.
Yeah, we're going to give it to you. And guys, we're going to try to break down every single NBA team, at least to give you a little snippet.
Yeah.
Some of the top storylines and things of that nature.
It's going to be a long one.
Next week, and I'm going to pause the music while I'm going to turn it down. Next week, shooting for next week, we're going to have a big podcast coming for you guys. What's the side about that? Josh is not too happy about this because I went digging. And shout out to my brother Adam Jones. We're going to have him in on this podcast as well because this was actually his idea. He sent me a text.
Really?
It was. Yes, it was.
Okay.
It was Adam's idea. And I was like, you know what? That's a heck of an idea, Adam. He was like, you should do a podcast on the Sacramento LA Lakers series.
I don't see why.
And
Lakers
the
won the series
backstory behind it.
4-3. I mean, I don't understand.
It is.
They went on to win an NBA championship. I mean, what else is there to talk about?
Yes, that happened.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, there is a story behind it. And we're going to have it coming up for you guys on Enough of the BS podcast. But let's get right into it. Jay, let's kick everything off, man.
Go to East Coast. We can start with the East Coast.
Before we break everything down, let's just talk about some of the top storylines.
Okay.
Let's quiet the storm down a little bit too. Because, man, this was the best NBA offseason I can ever remember.
Feel like there wasn't an offseason.
Exactly. When can you think of any offseason?
No.
Especially going into the NFL, where the NBA dominated the summer?
Nah, like you
Summer
said,
League was buzzing with
Summer League, the
LeVar
draft.
and, the draft and
preseason.
Kyrie demanding a trade.
So that's what I guess Adam Silver and his crew are looking to do, because in the NFL you really don't have an off season, and now they're pushing the NFL.
Yeah,
I mean, I feel like we just played the finals and the first game on Tuesday.
Exactly, and then you got to think about with all the drama going on within the NFL and the ratings are supposedly dropping. People are hungry for this NBA action.
Yeah.
They're sick of all this stuff going on with the NBA. Then you got the Prezi speaking on it like he's actually a factor.
Yeah.
Which I guess so, according to Jerry freaking Jones. But I'll get into that a little later on.
Yeah, save that for your rant.
We'll save that a little later. But Jay, man, since KD decided to go team up with Golden State, teams been freaking the F out.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what to do.
Nah.
Should they stay ship? Should they trade everybody?
Yeah.
Should they just go young? They have no idea, man. And that's pretty much what it's been. Teams has been completely willing to gut their team, or at least try to stack it,
Yeah.
just to see if they can compete with Golden State, or just wait until Golden State run is over and then compete with other teams then. I don't know what's the best option. Try to compete now or wait till maybe Golden State falls off.
Just depends on how your team's set up. Like, I mean, they giving you the blueprint on how to do it.
They are.
So just do it that way.
I know Michael Jordan recently came out and was like, it's not good for the NBA.
I mean,
He's
I
going to
wouldn't,
have 2 good teams and the other 28 will
I
suck.
wouldn't say that. Because
According to him.
Yeah, 95% of the Warriors roster is homegrown.
Yeah, they
I mean,
drafted well.
Don't be mad because you...
They signed 1 free agent, guys.
Yeah, that's it.
Now, granted, that was probably the biggest free agent
I
steal
mean, you got
in NBA
Iguodala and some of the other guys, but I mean, nobody was checking for Iguodala,
Everything
3 or
else
4 years
was
ago.
homegrown.
Exactly. So it's like, stop acting like they just plucked Curry from the Knicks or wherever. Like, they grew up. These players are homegrown. This ain't no super team.
Now, with that said, you had a couple of teams that tried to make a couple of moves this offseason to compete with Golden State, like the Clippers traded CP3 to Houston. Houston thought they was going to get Melo. Somehow that just didn't work out. I don't know
That's
who
a
dropped the ball
big
there.
L right
That's
there.
a huge L.
Huge L. Even with Melo, I mean, that's still... It's okay with Melo. But then to just get CP3
Well,
with that roster...
Looking at Houston, and we're going to, break it down once we get into Houston. But so far during this preseason, Houston looks all out of whack.
That's not going to work.
They're putting CP3 over in the corner, waiting on the jumper while Harden brings the ball up to the court.
Yeah.
CP3 is a ball-dominant guard, and that's what we were saying on previous podcasts. Like, I don't think it's going to mesh with a ball-dominant guard taking the ball away from someone who's an MVP candidate with the ball in his hand.
Yeah, and then CP in your face. James Harden's not like that.
Yeah.
So it's gonna explode when CP3 cusses James Harden out
Oh, it's going to get
in the middle of the third quarter against the Warriors.
It's going to get real. Once
Yeah.
James Harden decides to have one of those defensive lapses
Yeah.
that he has every single game, CP3 is going to get sick of that.
It's not gonna work. That was
Well,
one of the dumbest.
CP3 is out of here after this season
I
anyway.
think they got to get more. They need more than that.
It's too late.
Yeah.
Boston pulled off an amazing trade, which we're going to get into. Signing, of course, Gordon Hayward and trading for Kyrie. OKC landed PG-13 and Melo. And the Cavs, they did pick up IT, D Rose, and D Wade. But the Timberwolves. We're getting Jimmy Butler, Jeff Teague, and signing Jamal Crawford and also Taj Gibson. So they're going to be majorly improved.
Extended out Wiggins. What did he get? 150,
Yeah,
148.
Wiggins
something
not
like that?
going nowhere. I'm sure they're going to re-up Towns
Oh,
once
yeah.
that time come around. But Jay, out of just those teams itself, who has the best shot to compete with Golden State?
I mean, it's the Cavs clearly if they're healthy,
Right.
and you get Isaiah Thomas back, and you got that Derrick Rose coming off the bench because Derrick Rose I've seen so far,
He looks like Rose.
he looks okay. So if you have that Derrick Rose coming off the bench with the healthy IT, I mean, to be honest, they got better. I'm not even gonna lie.
I think exactly.
They got better.
Cleveland. This is the deepest team to me LeBron has ever been on.
But LeBron probably got a little worse.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'm just calling it like I see it.
Uh-oh.
He's got these ankle injuries. I guess he's coming off that HGH cycle or whatever. I'm just playing. He's not on HGH. That I know of. He's got these injuries. He looks a little, he's getting old. I mean, you can't be, Father Time. What is he, 32, 33? It's not old, but he been playing ball since he was high level.
Yeah, I think it's 33.
High level
yeah.
NBA ball for 15 years.